Going live. What's going on, guys? This is the Edge DFS. We're talking Showdown, Monday Night Basketball for Draftkings and FanDuel, a little bit of FanDuel. Kings at Warriors. My name is Tyson Smith, joined by Ellie Hernandez. Ellie, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, bro. Just, enjoying a fucking White Claw, trying to make it through the night.
Feel you, bro. White Claw, huh?
Yeah.
They're all out at the grocery store, so I just went with the tall boy, a light.
They got like 32 ounces, so every once in a while I'll just go like get a shitload of them from the gas station and just throw them in the fridge.
Bro, I try not to buy them at the grocery store or the gas station because at Costco it's like they're like free. If you go to Costco and buy Truly or any of those, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Right off the bat, Brandon, what's up, man? We're gonna get to that as soon as possible here. We have 43 minutes till lock, so we're gonna move on that. Let me share my screen here. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let me bust this out. Ellie, what are your thoughts on the Eagles last night?
I mean, look, I think it's bad for the sport to have professional athletes just not be in a position to win. I think it's pretty shitty for Doug Peterson. He essentially just said, hey, fuck you, Nate Sudfield, whatever the fuck his name is, right? He said, I don't think you can lead us from a 6-point comeback in the fourth quarter. So I think it's bullshit.
Eagles, I wanted to put on the soundboard, you play to win the game, because that's exactly what they should have been doing. I am disgusted by them, not only because I freaking, I had a lot of fantasy lineups last night for Showdown. Didn't matter too much, but basically the fourth quarter was non-existent. I mean, the shit that we needed to happen in the fourth quarter didn't happen at all. Nothing happened really. So I'm getting over that. I'll get over it this week sometime. But anyways, let's move into basketball here, right? Let's talk about basketball. So Sacramento in the Bay Area.
No worries, Brandon. We feel it.
Yeah, sorry, guys. No, you're good, bro. You're good. Thanks for coming in. Yes, exactly. Bad for sports. Yeah, good. I mean, look, they moved from 9th to 6th pick. They're gonna fuck that pick up anyways.
Here, look, this is before we get too lost on this, because we will. It's football. Before we get too crazy, like, it's this simple. I mean, what, you thought 6 wins was enough to get you to the fucking playoffs? So the other teams that are bitching about it not working out, they can shut the fuck up.
If Evan Ingram catches that fucking ball in what 6 or some shit,
bro, each one of those teams, like, if you combine the amount of losses between those 3 teams, you had 30 opportunities or so to win the division. So just shut the fuck up about that. But it is a bad look.
Sacramento is 3-3. Golden State 3-3. Steph Curry coming off of a crazy fucking game. Yeah, we like deja vu, because we did that the first of the back-to-backs of that game against Portland, and he did okay. And then the next night just absolutely comes out and crushes. I went heavy on Steph Curry one day too early, basically. So Sacramento, road favorites here. Golden State, 49% win probability here. 1.5 spread. This is a high total, 234 over under. On the main slate, this is going to be a chalky game here. So how do we, I think a lot of people are already going to be aware of this game when it comes to Showdown. So how do we find our edge here? When it comes to ownership, they're pretty close. I think Sacramento and Golden State are pretty close overall with ownership. So talk to me about this game in general. Do you think Golden State can actually win this game? That game, they just haven't been that good. They need Steph Curry to absolutely go off. So can Steph Curry have another good game in a row?
Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry is just one of those leaders, right? I mean, you can get an entire team fired up and perform better. It's not like these aren't NBA talents that he has on his squad. They're just young and they don't have a lot of chemistry together. Steph Curry is one of those guys that can get you going and get your chemistry going just from having a performance like that. So I would expect them to come out a little bit more fired up and to be competitive here. And, it's kind of the battle for northern to mid California.
You lived in Fresno for a few years, so you kind of get it.
Yeah, well, Fresno's not a real city, so fuck that.
Yeah,
but sure. Yeah, but no, I think this is a fine game. I think it's going to be a fun, competitive game. It should be extremely exciting.
So only injuries to note here. Tyrese Halliburton out. He's getting about 27 minutes. He's about a 0.86 fantasy points per minute guy. Excuse me. So they're going to have to spread those minutes out somewhere else. Looks like maybe Glenn Robinson going to get those minutes and spread it out there. So that's opening up a little bit of value, which is nice here. So what does that mean for you? You're buying into the Glenn Robinson revenge game narrative here?
I'm pretty sure he has a revenge game for like 45 teams over the past year and a half. So I don't know. Look, I will be honest, though. I like getting Glenn Robinson coming off the bench. I've always kind of been a fan. When he was traded to Philly, I was hoping him and Burks, I was hoping they would actually get an opportunity to start consistently. It didn't work out. But he's definitely a capable player. And if he's going to get 18 plus minutes at his price tag, I definitely think he's viable. Yeah, so absolutely. You're going to have to get that piece right, because I know everybody's going to want De'Aaron Fox, Steph Curry, right? We got consolidated usage at the top. So we got to make sure we're getting those guys and rotating in kind of the medium price to low price guy.
Yeah, I think on this slate, you're going to have to, if you're going heavy, you're going to have to find two guys off the bench that can have ceiling games. It's going to be kind of tough to figure that out. Or if you go middle range, you can afford all those guys like Fox and Curry in the flex and get as many projected minutes as possible. So let's look at the starters here. Nothing confirmed yet, I don't believe. If you guys see any official release of these starters, let me know. But I don't think anything's going to change. We got De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hyde, Buddy Hield, whatever the fuck his name is, Harrison Barnes, Barnacle of the Bay, Marvin Bagley, and Rashawn Holmes. On the other side, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, Draymond Green, James Wiseman. No surprises here, I don't think. So what do you want to talk about here when it comes to the bench? Anybody jump out to you from the bench just by looking at some of these guys like Wanamaker, Damian Lee, Eric Pascal came out and, with no pressure, came out and did pretty well randomly in garbage time a few games ago. Who do we want to look at? And guys like Bielitsa, Corey Joseph probably maybe going to get some minutes. So what are your thoughts on some of these fringe guys here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a guy like Corey Joseph or, again, to your point, Glenn Robinson. Other than that, I don't think I'm taking too much off the bench for Sacramento. And on the Golden State side, it's going to be pretty tight as well. I think Eric Pascal is in play. Damian Lee potentially. Kevon Looney in real deep GPPs might get 14 minutes and could luck into some boards. But it's going to be pretty tight for me. Kent Bazemore is interesting. I think that was more on FanDuel because he's like 6K over there, so he might be a little bit more viable on FanDuel. I don't necessarily know his price on DK yet. We'll get there in a second, but I think it's going to be kind of tight here. I only want maybe one or two of these guys at max, so maybe to your point, getting a decent price captain is the way to go. So I don't have to dive too much into the bench here.
So we're going to jump into the breakdown. We're going to have our captain crunch slide. Which basically we're going to crunch it. We crunched out 250 lineups with each captain and kind of compared all the top projected, top owned, things like that. We're going to jump into that. If you guys wouldn't mind throwing us a like real quick, we really appreciate it. I want to get to 20 likes on YouTube if possible. There's not a lot of people doing showdown specific shows, live shows. So help us out. Throw us a like. We're going to try to do this almost every night as long as we're available. We love doing this stuff. So let's get into the breakdown. Break it down. All right. So let's move over to this slide here. This is our Captain Crunch slide. And like I said, guys, we crunched out 250 lineups. So Ellie, this is your first time seeing this, just right out of the gate. What are your thoughts on some of this on this information? It looks like Kelly Oubre is kind of a nice tournament option if he actually can go off. Even his floor and the minutes, the projected minutes for his top lineup, it looks like he's the kind of guy at that salary that can actually get you as many starters in the flex and a lot of high upside. What are your thoughts on this graphic here?
Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting. I think honestly, I think I would tend to lean a little bit closer to the Rashawn Holmes side. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but the thing is he's going to be getting the minutes at the 5, right? So he's going to have those opportunities for consistent reboards. What the fuck? For consistent boards and bullshit points right there in the paint. Kelly Oubre is going to be a little bit more dependent on somebody getting him the ball, driving in the lane, and the 3 ball. And if him and Wiggins are shooting 0 for 74 again from behind the arc, that's really going to impact you. Now, to your point, that does make him a unique captain play because he does have that insane scoring upside. We saw it last year with Phoenix. There were games where Kelly Oubre was putting up 60, 65 fantasy points. Yeah. So he definitely does have the upside. I think they're trying to work him into this offense and see how they fit. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there might be a little less stress on him and Andrew Wiggins with fucking what's his name coming back, Draymond Green, and getting his minutes, right? So now you got a defensive leader and just a leader on the team overall who can take some of the stress off those guys. They can go back to being shooters. Yeah. So I definitely think Kelly Oubre Jr. is in play. I think one of my random one-off guys that I like in the captain spot would probably have to be Rashawn Holmes. I think the rest are a little bit scary if you're not going with Fox or Curry.
Whiteside seems to be in the doghouse. I think what is he projected for? What's his minutes projections right now?
I think I have him as 8 on
eight projected minutes, and that's coming across the industry. So if I were to see something, that puts him up in the 15-minute range, maybe I'll think about it. But I'm just not liking him today. I think I'm going to completely fade him.
Bro, is he in? I know I'm getting off topic here, but wasn't there? Who was it? Jason Richardson or Richard Jefferson that slept with Steve Nash's wife or something like that?
It was,
and broke apart the team.
Quentin Richardson, I think.
Oh, it's same thing. They're all the same fucking name.
Yeah. That was
Quentin Richardson.
Is that what happened? Are you projecting that?
Yeah, I don't know. He slept with Luke fucking Walton's wife. I don't know. All right,
some rumors here, man. Some rumors, bro.
Yeah, all 25 people tell their friend and we're fucked, huh?
So wrap this. Yeah, exactly. So wrap this up here. Send us out with your last thoughts here. I mean, Buddy Hyde is not a good captain option to me. I mean, he has some of the lowest ownership here, but it's just he's not jumping out to me as being a high upside captain. His top ceiling is at 308. That is not. His
dad wants him traded. So
that's Marvin Bagley, isn't it? That's Marvin Bagley.
Same. It's. I'm pretty sure they came out of the same draft class, the same round back. I don't know, but yeah, maybe
Buddy Hyde does want it.
You don't know.
Maybe they have the same dad. You're right. It could be.
All right.
Let me share. Let's get into the spreadsheet here. Bear with me. All right. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just talk about some value here. Let's just get right into the value. So what jumps out to you for value? You've got let's see. Whiteside is at 3K, but he's projected for only 8 minutes. I'm not going to get there. I know his minutes per fantasy points per minute is high, but Glenn Robinson at 1,600 is the guy that really jumps out to me. At 1,600 at that price tag, his GPP target is 18 fantasy points. So to me, you got to really consider him because I totally see him being able to get there if he gets 20 minutes and maybe he lucks into a couple extra minutes. The thing that's scaring people away is this number here is 0.54 fantasy points per minute. That's not very good. So if he can come in at a solid 0.75 or something, he's going to hit his GPP ceiling or his GPP target. And at $1,600, he's well worth mentioning, right? And who else jumps out to you then?
I'm with you on Glenn Robinson. I think Kevon Looney, Kent Bazemore are interesting plays. They're projected 16, 17 minutes, and fairly low utility ownership. Excuse me. And they have a slightly higher fantasy points per minute. So I think those are kind of going to be the three guys that I'm looking at when it comes to value, because once you start getting out of that, you start getting into the 3,400 and up. And yes, Damian Lee is interesting, and he does have the ability to go out there and put up some points quick. I've seen games where he has 11 rebounds in fucking 4 minutes, like JaVale McGee or something. I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to do that. But anyways, I do think Damian Lee has some upside at 3,400. And at 18% ownership, I definitely might get some exposure here. This guy is a little bit more expensive and isn't value, but if Draymond Green's really only going to be projected for 19%, I definitely have some interest in him. I know that he's capped at 24 minutes or whatever. He's probably going to stay pretty close to that 24 to 26 mark and not go too much higher.
Yeah.
But when Steph's off the court, there's a good chance that he'll play some of that one role, and he has the opportunity to distribute. If not, he's going to be playing power forward or center, and he's going to be getting boards, and he has the stocks upside. Again, that might be a little bit more viable on FanDuel, but I think I'll have a little bit of exposure here on Draftkings too.
So Steph Curry is going to be obviously the highest owned captain, no doubt about it. So this is an opportunity for him to have back-to-back good games. Can you just avoid Steph Curry at captain and put him in 100% of your flex lineups and then just get a little bit different in the captain, if you're in a large field tournament, and still be safe enough to ship it?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. The issue is if Steph Curry has a game like he had last night, the answer is a hard no.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, if he just has one of his, and by just, I mean, it's still a shitload of points. If he hits 45, 50 fantasy points, that's at least workable to a slight extent, assuming kind of all your other raw point guys get there. But you need all the other raw point guys to get there.
Ellie, any advice for beginners where to get some good info here?
Oh shit! Honestly, best thing that I can do is just sit on YouTube and find more videos, right? And just listen through it. Like, there's obviously free stuff you can get on. There's some free videos that you can get from Roto Grinders and some free articles. Roto Grinders is a great kind of initial starting place for learning.
And it's relatively cheap too, so you can get some good information, good articles. It's a good baseline for, I think it's $40 a month, and you get an optimizer and everything like that. So check out Roto Grinders. We're not sponsored obviously or anything, but check them out. I wish. Steph at captain of one of my lineups. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm doing the same thing. I think it's safe for single entry to go Fox or Curry for sure. So what else jumps out for you here? Middle range. We've got Oubre at 7K. Marvin Bagley at 7,400, Harrison Barnes at 8,200. Are you liking Harrison Barnes? I mean, look at his minutes per game, 35. His usage is pretty low. And Rashawn Holmes, his usage is actually really low, but I think he's getting a little bit more opportunity at this point. Rashawn Holmes is chalky as hell for main slate. It looks like he's going to be pretty damn chalky here. Is there any way to get away from Rashawn Holmes in Showdown to be unique, or is that just stupid?
I mean, look, I don't know enough about Rashawn Holmes to be able to comment on that entirely, but I definitely...
We got rid of him for some fucking cranberries, basically just gave him away.
Yeah, but I don't think that says anything about Rashawn Holmes. That's Robert Sarver. They suck dick. But look,
Exactly.
I think he's okay. I think he's in a great spot to smash. Otherwise, I wouldn't have played him in my lineups. But you know, at 42% ownership, I think that's an okay spot to get different. I don't think you want to try and get fancy with this and fade Curry or Fox. If this is a shootout, it's going to be those two shooting the ball. And then even Buddy Hyde, I think, has a better chance of getting involved in the 3-point game than Rashawn Holmes does. So I think if you are fading him, you need to be playing Harrison Barnes and probably Buddy Hyde. But Draymond or Kelly Oubre for minutes. Draymond's not going to get the minutes, but he probably has a safer floor. So
No Draymond and captain, and just Kelly Oubre is the answer to both. Sorry, and Ellie, what'd you say for cash? Draymond maybe?
Yeah, Draymond may be safe for cash with a higher floor. Kelly Oubre could go out and have 2 fucking fantasy points.
So these are 2 of the most important columns you can look at here, guys. So projected minutes, fantasy points per minute. I mean, it's pretty simple. Look for avoid some of the red, although Glenn Robinson is actually getting more opportunity, so maybe he can turn this around. Steph Curry at 1.53 fantasy points per minute. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. You can't get away from Steph Curry. The only question here is, can you just not play him in captain? And I think you can. I think you can get away from him in captain based on that Captain Crunch graphic I showed earlier. It's just risky because if he has another 50-point real point night, you're just close your laptop and move on to the next night, basically. So Ellie, Corey Joseph here at 4,600. Pretty decent option here. He's 0.74 fantasy points per minute. He's looking pretty decent projection wise. If he can get us 26 minutes at $4,600, that might be a really good mid-range option coming in at under 30% owned.
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason why I wouldn't play him is because for 27% ownership at 4,600, I can go down to 17% ownership, 20 minutes, and 1,600 with Glenn Robinson. I think I'd rather try and spend up if I can and have one punt. For another 2,600, I can get up to really Kelly Oubre instead of Corey Joseph and have a little bit more upside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. So, but James Wiseman at 6,200. I don't think we've seen him unlock his true potential. He's coming in, getting 24 minutes in this game projected. He's getting around 22 and a half average this year, but at 1.09 fantasy points per minute at 6,200, I think he's a great tournament option. And shit, I might even throw him in the captain for 1 or 2 lineups just in case. If he has one of these games, we just don't know what he's capable of yet. I think he has high upside. So what are your thoughts on Wiseman before we move on to our fade of the night? Then we'll start building lineups together, start answering your guys' questions, and we'll build lineups together. So Wiseman, what do you think?
Yeah, I like Wiseman a lot. I think he's becoming much more confident in his role. But again, he's really young, so I don't think you want to get too crazy with him. But I definitely think I think he has the opportunity to get you there, depending on if he gets those minutes. 24 is kind of a tricky number, right? I mean, that 24 minutes projection, I could see it end up at 20 because it doesn't quite go your way, and they need to go small ball a little bit more to stay competitive.
Yeah, Brandon, I feel you, bro. Let's all get this money tonight. All right, so let's move on to our fade of the night. Let me load up this slide here. Cue it.
What's your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony!
Ellie, this is easy, right? Buddy Hyde, Buddy Healed, whatever the hell this guy's name is. I don't want to play him tonight because of his usage, and we got to fade somebody. And at 9K, I'd rather get Wiggins. I'd rather get Holmes, Barnacle, the Bay, Harrison Barnes, Bagley. There's a lot of other options that are near him that I would rather get instead. At 0.77 fantasy points per minute, he's getting a lot of minutes. I get it. And there's a chance that he goes off, obviously. But we have to make a decision here. I'm not going to spread out my ownership so much. I want to get Curry and Fox in every single lineup. I want to get a middle to high-end captain potentially. For me, I think that means Buddy Hield goes away. So what are your thoughts on why you're fading Buddy Hield?
Honestly, his minutes are inconsistent. You guys could you could really fade anybody. I feel it, right?
It's true. It's true.
I mean, you only got 6 slots and there's 10 starters, so figure it out. But Buddy Hyde, his minutes are inconsistent. One game he'll go out and he'll be shooting well, and he'll play 32, 33 minutes, and other nights he'll play 20, 22, and he's just a fucking dud. So I think his pricing needs to be at a certain level for me to get exposure to him, and he's still a little bit high for my taste.
Yeah, if he was lower priced, I'm fine with him. But it comes in at pricing and ownership. And if you look at his ownership here, just by default, he's coming in at around 50% overall. And if I can get automatic leverage on 50% of the field, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable doing that with him as opposed to a lot of these other guys. All right, so let's move on to our captain segment. This is our Crown Their Ass segment, our favorite captain choice for DraftKings.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Ellie, real bold choice here, but I can't blame you. Go ahead. Steph Curry, right?
Yeah. Look, honestly, man, I'm just scared he's going to have another night like last night. We do have confirmation that nobody will be resting on the Warriors tonight, so I don't expect minutes restrictions to come from any of these guys.
Okay.
And pissed off Steph Curry is a scary Steph Curry.
Yeah, I feel you. He's got something to prove. It just can he do it again? And look, even if he gets you 50 fantasy points, it's probably going to be the same deal. You don't need 75 fantasy points out of this guy. You just really don't. It'd be nice, I think I'm going to have a good exposure to Steph Curry, obviously, in the flex. I'm going to have 100% Steph Curry in the flex. For me, Kelly Oubre and T-Mac, to answer your questions, we're making these daily. This really helps us. If you guys aren't using Excel at all, you should really look into it. I was an Excel dummy, and Ellie is a pro at it, but I figured it out over quarantine for in a day or two. Just was able to figure out just the basics. It really helps you out. For me, Kelly Oubre is absolutely a tournament play. I'm not comfortable doing this at all. Trust me, I'm not comfortable doing this. And if you're looking at this and saying Kelly Oubre and captain, that's crazy. Well, yeah, it is crazy. But sometimes you got to do some crazy shit to win some money. Kelly Oubre, based on those graphics, based on me crunching out over 1,000 lineups, Kelly Oubre had the best range of options for me when it comes to tournaments. So Kelly Oubre at captain, put Steph Curry, Fox in the flex, and put the rest. The rest of your lineups can be filled up with starters if you put Kelly Oubre at his salary. And you don't have to worry about being unique because he's going to be less than 5% owned in the captain. So Antoine. Harrison Barnes at captain. Well, we'll build one. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that's a terrible idea.
And I didn't move my ticker over. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so let's move over to our lineup builds, Ellie. Do you have lineup HQ up?
I do.
While we're waiting for Ellie, tap the like button real quick for us, guys. We really appreciate it. Helps us out, like I said. There you go. You already built one. Boom.
So this is the optimal with Steph at captain, because I wanted to pull this up, just make sure we had some visibility into what we're going to be looking at, right? So if you're looking at Steph at captain, then you're probably going to have a shitload of lineups with Glenn, Corey Joseph, Holmes, Wiggins, Fox. So that gives us kind of an idea of what we want to pivot off of if we're trying to get there. And 223 fantasy points projection isn't too.
Sorry, Ellie, to answer this question, I think Glenn Robinson is a good option, but under 4,000, who's your favorite value under 4,000? Damian Lee, Bazemore, Whiteside as a flyer, Brad Wanamaker. Who's your favorite? It's got to be Glenn Robinson, right? Even though he's super cheap, you might as well go with that 1,600, right?
Yeah, from a point per dollar perspective, I mean, he's going to get you similar to what these other guys are going to get, right?
And he's going to get 20 minutes. So that's what you're really looking into. Okay, so go ahead, Ellie. My bad.
No, that's fine. I literally just wanted to open this up so that we had an idea of what we're building towards. So yeah. I honestly want to keep Steph Curry, Rashawn Holmes, Glenn Robinson, De'Aaron Fox. So I'm going to rotate 2 of these positions out and see where we get. So we got 6,900
for sure. Whiteside or Robinson, we're going Robinson.
Yeah. 100%.
Sorry, I'm going to read chat. I might have to interrupt you because I know you're not looking at the screen capture.
So, I mean, kind of like, let's see, can we do this here? What does 7,600 get us?
So Curry at captain, Robinson, Wiseman, Holmes, Marvin Badgley, or you can go Oubre and Fox. I think you have to just put Fox and Curry in every lineup. Just start with that, and then make a decision on whether or not you want to put either of them in the captain. I think it's a good option to have either of them in the captain. It depends on your contest. If you've got a shitload of entries in your contest, you maybe just pivot off of that into somebody else in the captain. But the probability of Curry or Fox being the top captain is very, very high. So just be comfortable with losing if you're not putting Curry or Fox in the captain.
So I like this lineup right here. Give me 1 second while I answer it. So we got Steph at captain, Glenn Robinson, right? James Wiseman, Rashawn Holmes.
This is a good single entry.
Oubre, De'Aaron Fox.
There's a lot of minutes there. Everyone's starting. Robinson's not starting, but he's the guy off the bench that can get you 20 minutes. And at that price tag, like I said, his GPP target points is what was it, like 16 or 18? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty viable. I think if he's getting 20 minutes off the bench. All right, you had Kelly Oubre. You want to build with Oubre?
Yeah, let's build the Oubre one and just see what we can get there.
And then we had a request for, who was it? Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
I will do that next. So Oubre,
Wiggins,
Steph,
Wiggins,
right?
I think Wiggins is a good play for sure.
Yeah, I think you choose Wiggins or Oubre.
I wouldn't play Wiggins and Oubre in the same lineup. That's a good point to bring up here.
All right, we got De'Aaron Fox in this lineup already. Okay. So who do you want to go for value?
Let's try someone else. Let's look. Let's try someone else here. Who's popping? Bazemore at 17 minutes. Dude, Glenn Robinson just keeps popping, and he's under 20% owned potentially.
Yeah.
I think you just got to go with Glenn Robinson. And if Glenn Robinson fucks us at that price tag, I mean, look, I'm not going to be dancing around about it, but like at that price tag, you just have to kind of embrace these value plays with the NBA,
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, man. So let's see. Who else do we want from Sac?
So we got Fox. So we should try to build one with Buddy Hyde just in case, but I know we don't like him. I'm not personally playing him. But, I mean, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Badgley, Rashawn Holmes, those are I think you got to have one or two of those guys.
I mean, I don't think
to Fox.
Oubre captain, Steph Curry, Glenn Robinson, Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes, and De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm sorry, dude. I'm entering a fucking lineup here. Hang on. That first lineup that you build, it was Curry, Fox, Holmes,
Glenn Robinson, James Wiseman.
12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes to lock. Wiseman, and would you have Badgley?
Let's see. Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, Rashawn Holmes, Kelly Oubre, Glenn Robinson, James Wiseman.
Okay, cool. All right. So here, you know what? While you're doing that, let me actually switch to Fantasy Cruncher real quick. I want to see some of these. Like I said, I crunched out all those lineups. Let me actually look at. Excuse me. Let me look at some Oubre. It's the top Oubre lineups here. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me zoom in a second here. Let me see if I can zoom in. My computer doesn't explode. All right. So when it comes to projected, this is the top projected median projection fantasy points, as well as the top ceiling lineup here. You got Oubre, Glenn Robinson, Rashawn Holmes, Wiggins, which we told you not to do, but in some cases, it could work out. Fox and Curry. I actually did enter this lineup into a large field tournament because basically this one, and we're getting a ton of projected minutes. We're getting a high ceiling and a high median projection. So to me, when I get the ceiling and the median projection are both the number one lineup, I like that lineup. All right, let's move back over to you. Who do you want to build with now? Oh, you got Rashawn Holmes.
Actually,
Okay.
let's run Harrison Barnes because we did say we were going to do that.
Yeah, and hit us up in the chat. We got 10 minutes. Any last questions here, as well as if you want to see us build with any lineups. And we should do one FanDuel lineup. So we'll do one Harrison Barnes lineup, then we'll move over to FanDuel.
Sounds good. So we've done Glenn Robinson for everything. I think if we're using God damn it. If we're using Harrison Barnes, we can come down here and throw somebody else in. I do want to throw in Kent Bazemore for the hell of it, just to see what building's like.
Yeah, Antoine Wiggins at captain is basically the same thesis as Oubre. Pretty much the same thing, except for he just wasn't projecting as well.
So, Jesus. 28-minute Corey Joseph, fuck it.
Yeah, we should do some Corey Joseph.
I mean, if we're going to have that much exposure, we already have De'Aaron Fox in. I mean, look, this isn't terrible.
Yeah, I like that. And what, Harrison Barnes is going to be 1% owned in the captain? Like, no one can play him.
And if you want to even
that's a good option, but, there's upside.
I mean, yeah, and you want to throw in Wiggins instead of really whomever because you got enough salary on the table to do so. I mean, this is a little bit more balanced, right? You got a 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3. I think 3-3 is going to be okay because more of the ownership is actually coming in on Sacramento, I believe. Let me check that. This
is probably a dumb lineup to submit, and I mean that with all due respect, but I am going to play this. This seems interesting.
Showdown. If your lineup makes sense, it sucks.
If Harrison Barnes can get there, which I actually think he can, Corey Joseph at 28 minutes is actually a little more interesting than I initially considered.
So Antoine says, I think Whiteside shows up tonight. Walton informed Whiteside he wouldn't play much versus the Rockets due to matchup, but expects Whiteside to play a big role this season. Do that what you will. Good info.
So let's do this.
Look, Antoine busted out with the Quez Watkins info, and the dude was targeted in the red zone. Dude almost had a touchdown. I'm not gonna disregard that.
Oh, hey, and to everybody, I do owe you an apology. I guess it should make sense that the reason why they'd be willing to lose that game would be for a better draft pick. I spent a better part of the show trying to figure that out, and it's week 17. That's why.
Eagles are gonna fuck it up anyways.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna take
bitch.
Who was it who drafted a fucking kicker in the second round and they ended up like washing out? Was that the Bears?
Oh no, that was was that the Buccaneers?
No, the Buccaneers. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna pull some of that shit. All right, let's see. Who do we want to cap?
Wiggins? Are you on FanDuel? No, do DraftKings Wiggins, and then we'll move over to FanDuel. We'll build with Curry and all those dudes.
Okay, I got to do one more captain with. I'm going to do one with Rashawn Holmes, a captain on here, and then we'll move over to FanDuel real quick.
Yeah, for sure. We got 8 minutes, enough time. Stick with us past lock, guys. Throw us a like real quick. We're going to actually look at ownership once everything locks. Talk about things. We're in no rush here. Obviously, well, once we hit lock, we won't be any rush. So Wiggins, Curry. Oh, we're gonna go Whiteside. Let's try it. Why not? This is a large field tournament lineup here. And Pascal, yeah, the dude. I hate the dude. He was chalky, fucked everyone. But yeah, Pascal maybe. He came out and looked pretty good.
Okay, so
hey, Robinson at captain, dude. I mean, you could get. I don't know that you need to go that low, but I don't hate it.
This isn't terrible. Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, Whiteside, Holmes, Joseph, Fox. I mean, it's a reverse 4-2, but I think I like it.
Wiggins and Curry, yeah.
All right, one more, guys, and then we'll hop over here real quick for you.
Oops, you got Holmes already there.
All right, so let's get rid of Whiteside.
Glenn Robinson, I think, is the guy, dude. I think he's the key to this slate. He's the Boston Scott of last night's game. I mean, it's just plug him in. It's just easy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see, and then
I know his ownership's going to be higher than that. There's no way it's going to be like under 20%, in my opinion.
All right. I like this.
Oubre and Curry. You got Glenn Robinson, Barnes, Fox. You got Rashawn Holmes at captain. Not bad. Not bad. Let's move over to FanDuel. 6 minutes to lock, guys. Get your lineups in. Hit us up in the chat if you want to see us build with anybody else at captain. We'll do one FanDuel lineup here.
All right. Cool. So lineup preview. Who are we looking for in the MVP? I think you need to go Steph. Star, I think you can get different here.
Jackson wants to see Wiseman or Pascal.
At what? MVP?
Maybe captain. He didn't specify, but we'll do that on DraftKings side. But let's do. What do you think? Curry, then Fox at star. That's going to be the most obvious build.
Yeah, I think this is
how
where.
different.
I think you can go Rashawn Holmes here.
So Wiggins and Pascal or Oubre and Wiseman. I'd rather go Oubre Wiseman. What do you think, Ellie? Same?
Yeah. I agree.
So Curry, Holmes, Fox. What's the salary looking like for Glenn Robinson on FanDuel?
$6K. So Glenn Robinson.
Not nearly as good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one off the men, right?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Dude, I FanDuel, man. I'm avoiding them like the plague.
I mean, even this isn't terrible either. Corey Joseph at 8,500. So you've got, let's see, we've got 10.
Dalen Wright has 6 fantasy points, so at least he doesn't have a goose egg right now.
Okay, so yeah, you pretty much have to go Corey Joseph with this build. 7,500. Does that give us something else? No, we have James Wiseman we can get in here. See?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And you can go Joseph. Oh, Glenn Robinson. There you go. Hey, that's not. You know what? I'm gonna open up my FanDuel app. Let's see if I'm still logged in.
I'm like 90% sure I burned through all my FanDuel already.
Let's see here. All right, move back over to DraftKings and build one. Who have we not build one with? Dude, let's build one with Glenn Robinson. Since we're so high on Glenn Robinson, let's build one with him at captain and see if we even need, if it's just a waste. Because the salary's so low. I mean, we can only fit in so many players here.
So the only thing that I don't like doing this for is because if you're doing this, it's for one reason only. It's to do this, right? That actually kind of worked out pretty well, though. Glenn Robinson, Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, Hyde, Wiggins, Barnes.
Yeah, dude, that's actually not bad. Because you can get everybody.
I mean, this is 3 points higher than the optimal that we had projected with Steph at captain. So,
all right, let me see if there's any tournaments available here. Are there? NBA Showdown. Oh, there's a few. And it's gone. And it's gone. Reserve seeds. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Keep that up, bro. Keep that up. Don't switch that out. Glenn Robinson. I like it. Whoever said Glenn Robinson a captain, I like it.
Bro, the one time I play Sadiq Bey this entire season is the one night he has a fucking floor.
I know. He killed me. He killed me in main slate.
At least I'm playing a shitload of cash, so everybody has them.
Pritchard absolutely crushing at 37 fantasy points.
I was hoping people would switch off of him because of the other dude, fucking Trey Edmonds or whatever the guy's name, Carson Edwards. And by the way, I know neither one of those names are right.
Trey Edmonds doesn't he play for the Steelers? He's like a four-string running back or something. Is that the same guy?
I think Trey Edmonds is a linebacker for the fucking.
Oh, you're right.
Bills.
You son of a bitch.
You know
All right, guys. in the chat. Get us any last minute questions here. We have about 1 minute to lock. Let us know what your favorite build is. Let us know what kind of tournaments you're entering. Stick around until after lock. We're going to look at ownership. How many lineups do you have tonight, Ellie?
4. All right.
I've got 3. It's not easy to do this show and build out 40 plus lineups. It's just, I'd rather not do that. So I hand build 3 Edmonds brothers in the NFL. That's why we're so confused.
So is Trey Edmonds not Tremaine Edmonds? Oh yeah, Tremaine Edmonds is that's right. That's why it's confusing. Tremaine Edmonds is the guy with the Bills.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're at lock. Let's see what the fuck we got going on now.
Don't touch it. Remember, wait until it fucking populates. If you go to edit it, it'll cancel your entry on Draftkings. Almost locked. It's getting there. Can we do a live reaction to Glenn Robinson going off tonight? That's a great idea. We should just go live for 2 hours watching the game and watching us win money or lose money. All right, here we go. So what's your largest tournament? Oh, I have a 23,000 entry one.
I have
T-Mac, good luck.
So I'm in another 7-man, and then let's see.
All right, so we are officially locked. Obviously, Kelly Oubre. I'm in a 23,000. What is it? $1? A $1 one. So Kelly Oubre is 32% owned overall. He's 2% in the captain. Oh man, that's nice. That's
Glenn
really
Robinson is 15%.
That's it?
Yeah.
That feels way too low for me. Yeah, he's 13% in this tournament. That's interesting. Rashawn Holmes, 57% and 9% in the captain. Andrew Wiggins, 40%, 5% in the captain.
It looks
De'Aaron
like
Fox
might have been kind of conservative on their minutes projections too, because Add More Funds has them at 19, and FC had them at 20. So I don't know, dude. It seems low.
What did Roto Grinders have him?
They had him at 17, 16.
Oh, interesting.
No, 18 minutes. So yeah, it's still close.
Hovering around that. I mean, if he gets over 20 minutes, that's going to be pretty amazing.
Bro, you see Steph, 92%.
Yeah, 92%, and he's 46% in the captain. I mean, I can't blame you.
Yeah.
I can't blame you. Rap Productions, awesome. Let us know how you guys did. Hit us up. We're on Twitter, obviously. We have a Discord if you guys want to join that. But let us know how you guys did. Actually, you probably don't have to let us know, because if we win, you guys will probably win. 46% in the captain. I can't blame him. But like, if that game last night didn't happen, if he didn't have, 62 real life points, he would not be that high on. So recency bias is definitely coming into play. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to play him in that many lineups, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting.
25 cents. It adds up. It adds up. $5 showdown. Yeah, I usually do. I like to do the $5 single entries because I can just be creative and mess around. Let's look at the single entries. Did you do a single entry?
No, bro, I couldn't find any.
Okay, I've got a 2.9K. There's 2.9K entries. Steph Curry, 94%, 50% in the captain. This is for single entry, so everything's going to be inflated or deflated. Fox, 75%, and he's 10% in the captain. That seems way too low for him at captain. Rashawn Holmes, 61%. Marvin Bagley. Is it fucking Bagley or Badgley? That's fucking that's the kicker from
yeah.
fucking Chargers. Why am I calling him Badgley? Okay, my bad. I'll fix that for next time. Marvin Bagley at 20%, James Wiseman coming in at 50%, and Glenn Robinson at 15%. So pretty interesting here. Single entry, I'm loving single entry lately. It's a little bit more forgiving, and there is still high upside if you have a decent amount of enough entries. I like to get to a point where I can do a couple $100 single entries. I think there's the best payouts for those, in my opinion. All right, Ellie. So is Steph Curry going to score 100 fantasy points tonight? Yes or no?
I fucking hope not, because then I only have one lineup that's going to do anything.
So what's your prediction? Who's going to go off tonight? Who's going to be the random dude that goes off? Kelly Oubre? Is Wiggins going to come out and score 50 fantasy points? What's going to happen?
I think it's Glenn Robinson.
Dude, I fucking hope so, man.
And by going off, I mean going off in respect to price. I think he will at least be in the optimal lineup.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I don't know what game is happening tomorrow, but we're going to figure it out. Let's do this again tomorrow. Ellie, you available?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Throw us a like on the way out. We really appreciate you guys joining us. We're a newer channel, so any likes or comments really help. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for joining. Take it easy.